Hello everyone and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to be discussing why high glucose and insulin is very harmful and dangerous for your eyes and your entire body, especially the brain and nervous system, the retina, the eye, the heart and lungs and the kidneys. Regardless of whether you have type 2 diabetes or pre-diabetes, high glucose and high insulin is still causing you damage and setting you up for these conditions. There's a lot of debate and a lot of discussion over this, and a lot of people get angry at me and send me messages on Facebook and Twitter and say, oh my gosh, why are you demonizing fruit? Why are you always saying too much sugar is bad? Why are you saying this about glucose? Why do we have to keep insulin down? It doesn't matter, I'm not diabetic, my blood glucose is normal. Let me tell you this, it does matter, because every time you eat, and especially if you eat a high carb food or straight sugar, it shoots your blood glucose up. What does that shoot up? Insulin, right? And then that's one meal. And what is the standard American diet? What is the standard British diet? High carb and regular eating. 4 or 5 big meals a day with 3 snacks in between. So that means you're constantly shooting up glucose and you're constantly shooting up insulin. Now, the high blood glucose levels glycate protein. This means they damage protein in your body, especially the hemoglobin protein. People don't realise this. A HbA1c, what they measure for pre-diabetes and diabetes, is actually the glycation and damage of that protein. So the higher number you have on a HbA1c blood test, the more dangerous it is. And let me tell you this, there's many people out there now that will say, oh, I'm 2 off pre-diabetes, oh, I'm 3 off pre-diabetes, so it doesn't matter. Well, what do you think? That number's going to keep rising and rising until you get the diabetes. So don't just disregard and say, oh, I haven't got diabetes, it doesn't matter. Because the glycation is still happening in your body. The epithelials, the epithelium, the blood vessels, the blood walls, the cell membranes, nearly everything in your body gets damaged when your blood glucose levels are high. That is why your insulin shoots up and gets the blood out, because the body knows, right, glucose, yes, we need it for energy, but too much is dangerous. And a lot of people test their blood sugar and say, oh look, my blood sugar's super low. Oh, that is not a good sign. If you eat a huge sugar meal, right, and check your blood sugars and they're super low, they're not steady, they're super low, that shows you've got a faulty insulin production. There's a problem with your pancreas here. Why? Because you're flooding your body with too much sugar, and instead of it taking the sugar into the cells and then having a constant steady decline like that, it shoots it right down because there's a problem with your pancreas. That's setting you up for diabetes, and a lot of people don't realise this. It's not a high sugar situation at the beginning, it's a low sugar situation. A high intake of sugar and a high spike in sugar, then a low glycemic state at first. And this is what people don't realise, it's a hyperglycemic and a hypoglycemic at the same time at the beginning. Because what happens is, at the beginning, your body's producing loads and loads of insulin and putting the sugars down. So your sugars are going through the roof, but that's bad, because then you're spiking them again, putting them down, spiking them, putting them down. And this is setting you up for the insulin resistance. So when you actually measure your blood glucose and think, oh look, I've got low blood glucose. No, you've got faulty insulin. Get a HOMA IR and measure insulin, and you will be surprised. Your insulin will be through the roof, and your insulin will be pre-diabetes or a diabetic, even when your blood sugars are normal. And then when your blood sugars start going high and don't coming down, that's now when you're into full-blown diabetes. But people miss out on this because they only measure blood glucose. You've got to measure insulin and ketones as well to actually know, is your insulin functioning properly? Is your pancreas functioning properly? What is your glucose and insulin metabolism? And then another one will say, what's so dangerous about glucose? Well, let me tell you what's so dangerous about high glucose. It's damaging the lining of your blood vessels. It's damaging your blood supply, your heart, your lungs, every cell and tissue and cell membrane in your body, including the retina and the macula and the eye. This means the proteins get glycated, so it's destroying the proteins, and then guess what happens? Once the sugar starts destroying the proteins, inflammation pops up, oxidative stress, free radicals start circulating. Now you've got more inflammation, more free radicals, and what do we know happens then? Diseases like cancers, strokes, heart attacks are all increased by inflammation. and the sugar causes the inflammation. The inflammation causes free radicals and oxidative damage, and that is so toxic and acidic for your body. And then high levels of insulin, fat storing hormone. Now you're going to get fat because insulin is the fat storing hormone. All that excess glucose turns to fat, so that will develop non-alcoholic fatty liver. You have kidney filtration problems, uric acid will go through the roof, nitric oxide will decrease. Anyway, I've got to make a separate video on that. I think I'm going to make 2 videos today. I'm going to make a next video on fructose, because people think fruit is healthy. Fruit is amazing in moderation for its polyphenols, antioxidants, but consuming large consumptions of fruit every day is so unhealthy and so unnatural, especially in combination with all of these polyunsaturated oils. People think saturated fats are unhealthy and polyunsaturated fats and oils are healthy. Well, I'll tell you what, it's the polyunsaturates that cause heart disease. And I'll talk about that in my next video. Sorry if I went off on a bit of a rant. Sorry if I came across a bit passive aggressive. I'm just so passionate about this, and I hate seeing people misinformed and thinking what they're doing is healthy when it's not, and they're destroying health. I'm very passionate about helping you all lead a long, happy life. So I do apologise if I was passive aggressive. Thank you so much for watching this video, and let me know your thoughts and comments below.